Hi, my loves. Welcome to this new moon in Taurus reading. I just wanted to do a little disclaimer before I'm getting into the reading. I just had my wisdom tooth removed on the right side, and it was a pretty intense experience, or let's say complicated. Anyways, I thought I'm going to not have a swelling by now anymore, but I still do. But I still do wanted to do this reading. So just to get it out of the way, just for me to feel more secure, I just want to let you know. Maybe you don't even see it, I don't know. But yeah. Um, so let's get into the reading for this new moon in Taurus. So first of all, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a, intro into the energy of Taurus and what it is here to bring us in general. So Taurus is a very earthy sign. It's ruled by the planet Venus, relationships, and it basically teaches us to really value ourselves and the things that are dear to our hearts. The things that we really care about. Taurus is also, in comparison, for example, to Aries. Aries is bold, quick, courageous, versus Taurus is more slowed down. It takes more time. It knows the value of, doing things in a way that they are actually sustainable. So it's very much focused on the long-term goals rather than quick fix, rather than short changes. It really wants to be stable, and it does things very patiently. And that's also actually a beautiful quality of Taurus. Um, if you have a lot of Taurus energy in your chart, you might resonate with that. You might resonate with wanting to be in nature a lot. Taurus needs a lot of grounding, or is very grounding sign. It wants a lot of grounding. It just loves to be, in nature, smelling the flowers, going for long walks, appreciating the little things, the little daily things. It's very much focused on beauty and pleasure. It loves to just, you know, nourish itself, or yeah, nourish itself with great food, but also luxuries. Taurus is the sign that is most into, having good quality in the way you are dressing, good quality in food. It's very much focused on, yeah, high values, high standards for itself. It wants to have the best of the best. And it really, yeah, values loyalty as well. I have experienced, I myself being a Leo, also valuing loyalty a lot. I have experienced Tauruses to be very loyal as well, and I love to. One of my best friends is actually a Taurus as well. So, anyways, but yeah, they value loyalty, their relationships. Anyways, I just wanted to check in with you today and actually get some messages from the tarot about this new moon, what the general new moon energy is about, and yeah, what we can learn from it, how we can integrate it, what are the things that we are working towards, what we need to let go of, stuff like that. So I'm getting into that in a minute. First of all, though, I wanted to let you know that this new moon is happening in the sign of Taurus at 7 degrees of Taurus. So wherever you have 7 degrees in Taurus, this is also the area that is most activated by this new moon. As always, all areas will be activated, but this area specifically is going to maybe bring you a little bit more lessons with this new moon. I will link also the new moon, the video for checking where the new moon is landing in your chart. I will link that as well here. And I will also link the description of the houses in the description box so that you actually need that for the video, so that you have everything that you need in order to check that out. Okay, so let's get into the message. Something that I did this time, usually I'm flowing, I'm doing everything very intuitively, and I just wanted to try out to actually, you know, have some questions prepared and then laying cards to answer those questions. I will still, intuitively flow, but I just wanted to give myself a little bit of structure. And maybe this is something that you like. You can also let me know in the comments. All right, so let's get into the reading. I actually prepared 4 questions. The first one is, what is the main energy available for us during this new moon? What is the main energy available for us during this new moon? There's healing and a sort of balance, or I feel like peace as well. The next question is, what are we ready to release to create more peace and abundance? What are we ready to release to create more peace and abundance in our lives, to actually come closer to our goals? Let's see. What are we ready to release? Interesting. So I got the 10 of Cups, which is interesting because this is a very positive card, but it's about releasing something. Mm, I feel like this has to do with the ways, the masks you put on in order to keep the peace, to keep superficial peace, but actually creates more turmoil within you because you're not really truthfully yourself, I feel. So this could be you, putting yourself last in order to keep the peace, not sharing your needs, not expressing what you truly desire because you feel like you're going to you're going to be met with conflict. So you try to keep the peace. You don't actually express yourself authentically. You're not expressing boundaries or your desires because you're so afraid of the reaction of the other person, rather than just being authentically you and trusting that the right people will respond in a way that's actually, loving. Um, so I feel like a lot of us are releasing patterns of people pleasing with this new moon, patterns of putting ourselves last, patterns of, as I said, keeping the harmony, but actually, you know, um, sacrificing our own needs, sacrificing our own desires, sacrificing our own feelings, suppressing our own feelings because we want to keep the peace, but actually, we are not honest about how we feel, not wanting to create conflict. This could be within your romantic relationships. This could be within your family. This could be with somebody in your close environment. I, for example, have some struggles with my roommate at the moment, which is definitely a little bit challenging. I always was somebody who tried to keep the peace by not saying much, or, when I'm met with criticism, even though it's maybe communicated in a way that actually doesn't feel good to me, doesn't feel respectful, I would still take it or not say anything because I was so afraid of um, creating even more conflict. So I would keep quiet, but nowadays or I would say I'm not, I'm not I'm still struggling with setting boundaries or with like asking for respectful communication. Um, but it's way better, and I'm learning the lesson now over again because we had some things. I don't want to go too much into it, but just as an example of this energy, how this energy can manifest so that you know how it feels in your own life. I'm telling you, like, I always was somebody who wanted to be convenient for other people, for the sake of my own peace, but it was actually, you know, it was just perpetuating a cycle of me not valuing my own emotions and not valuing my, you know, my own worth by just being okay with other people's behavior, which was actually disrespectful towards me. And now I'm way better in just really setting boundaries and saying, hey, you can communicate differently. If you have something to say, please respect that. And, just also allowing myself to be, with my own emotions, not just brushing it over like nothing happened, just wanting to keep the peace for especially within myself for, you know, um, and just like, yeah, brushing over my emotions, not actually acknowledging that I feel hurt, not actually acknowledging that, somebody was mean in a way or disrespectful. And now I'm realizing that this is actually something very important I have to do in order for my inner child to feel safe with me as a parent as well. And it's also something that comes to mind with this is that, the kind of conflict we are having at the moment is something that really reminds me of my childhood. And it's actually what led to me believing that I was wrong or that there's something wrong with me. Um, and now it comes up another time in this situation right now. And it just allows me to see what I've experienced in my childhood from a completely new perspective and actually recognizing, okay, just because, we are different, just because we are living our lives differently, and she is, um, needing certain things in her life, and I'm actually not needing that, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. Just because we are different doesn't mean either of us is wrong. It's just we are different, and we just have to communicate more. We just have to, express our needs more and compromise a little bit more, especially when it comes to living together. And um, in the past, I would have, taken in her criticism, especially communicated in a disrespectful way. I would have thought there's something wrong with me, and, I have to do better. Instead of understanding, no, we are just different and we just have different ways of living and and behaving, and it's totally okay. We just need to like communicate in a very respectful way with each other, and then we can sort everything out. I hope this makes sense. I just want to give you a little bit of my own example in order for you to grasp what I'm saying with this. But I feel like it's a lot about our connections at the moment, and we have to let go of this like need to keep the peace and, suppressing our own emotions, suppressing our own needs and desires. And so what seeds are we now planting with this new moon? Because new moons are always about new beginnings. They show us as well like behaviors that we want to let go of, that we want to release, but they also give us an opportunity to actually see what needs to what new things we want, what are the new beginnings available to us. So I'm asking now, what seeds are we being called to plant now for the long term? Long term, because Taurus is very focused on the long term. So what can we do now in order to actually create long-term fulfillment, long-term success in our lives? What can we do now? What are the things that we can implement now? That's something that I'm going to ask. Okay, interesting. Let me get a clarifier on this. So I pulled the magician. The magician, the traditional meaning of the magician is having all the tools you need in order to create what you desire. And I feel like that's also a message that this new moon is definitely bringing. It's a new sense of optimism. There's a new sense of, I actually do have everything that it takes to to create the life that I dream of. I do have the tools. I just need to believe in myself. And I feel like that's something that we are definitely learning with this new moon. Yeah, just following um our inner voice as well, like trusting our intuition and really taking action on those intuitive nudges that we get. Because the magician is also about taking action. So I feel like with this new moon, we get a sense of what we can do in order to create change in our lives that's very positive for us in the long run. I feel like we are intuitively really, we have this like greater sense of intuitive knowing what's correct for us, where we need to maybe shift things in order to plant seeds that are going to be successful in the long run. So trust your intuition at the moment, trust whatever you feel called to do, and be very optimistic about it. That's definitely something that I feel this new moon is bringing. There's like as I said, a new sense of optimism. It's almost like, okay, we actually understand that we are deserving of our desires. There's a new sense of self-worth as well. With Taurus, there's always um, Taurus is a sign of worth. Again, like I told you before, like Taurus is all about like good quality, high quality. Um, you know, it's about the knowingness that we deserve abundance in our lives, that we deserve the best lives. And I feel like Taurus is inviting us into this version of ourselves that truly feels desire, that truly feels worthy of our desires, that truly knows that you have everything you need in order to get there. Just trust your intuition, trust the universe. Even if you don't see the path clearly, do it step by step. Go just focus on the moment here. Also, Taurus is a sign about being present in the moment. Don't focus so much on already future stuff. Try to be more present in the moment and look where you are right now. What can you do? What would your higher self, what would the version of you that already has those desires, what would that version of you do right now in this moment? Don't look too much to the future. Be very present with the moment here. That's something that Taurus is definitely inviting us to do. Okay, so I feel like we are embodying more of that version that truly knows that she's deserving mm, of her desires. As I said, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so I feel like this has to do a lot with relationships. Um, I feel like this has to do a lot with relationships. Um, But let me just pull some cards on the areas of life where we are experiencing this shift. Yeah, I pulled the King of Coins. Okay, this is also a sign for abundance in terms of money for some of you. This doesn't have to be in relationships. Maybe you asking for more. Yeah, this could be something that some people might go through right now. So imagine you are a business owner and you are, doing great work, but you have the same prices for a long time and you actually feel like the amount that you are getting for your services doesn't feel like balanced anymore. So it's about you really taking a step to actually higher your prices, even though you are afraid that some people might not work with you anymore or that you are getting less clients, but really seeing your worth and really knowing that your services are very valuable and really asking for what you truly feel intuitively is the right price for you at the moment. This could be an example, or if you are in a job, for example, and you feel like you are actually deserving a promotion, then you're really asking your boss, hey, can we actually hire my income? And really standing in your power and doing those intuitive things that you are called to do at the moment, even if they're a little bit scary, even if it feels a little bit out of your comfort zone, it's going to actually really help you in the long run. And even if, for example, you are getting rejected by your boss at the moment, know that by just you asking for more, you are already telling the universe, I'm ready to receive more. So you are really standing in your worth, you're standing in your power, and you are not settling for less anymore, just energetically. And that will, bring in experiences that are going to meet you on a higher level. Um, so that's very beautiful as well. Let me check what was the fourth question. So a blessing this new moon is bringing into our lives. A blessing this new moon is bringing into our lives. Very curious. Mhm. Interesting. I got the Five of Swords. Oh, I get it. So the conflicts that you are going through at the moment are blessings actually because they propel you to the next level. They really show you what you have been keeping up with or what you have been being okay with and what you are ready to release, what you are ready to let go of. Um, in order to, become this new version of yourself that is that feels truly deserving of her desires, that's not settling for less anymore. I feel like that's something very significant. So it's about shedding old skins. We are really encouraged to shed old skins. And I feel like with this new moon specifically, it is a little bit easier for us to do it because we truly see what's keeping us in old behaviors, what's keeping us stuck. We can truly see it. And we just have, I feel like there's more this sense of like, I deserve this. I deserve, being myself, being loved for who I am. I deserve the kind of abundance that I would like. I deserve relationships that feel peaceful, that feel actually, in balance. I deserve that. So I'm letting go of old ways of behaving and old ways of doing things in order to actually attract the people that are right for me. So, yeah, it's very, yeah. Or by you, releasing old behaviors, you are actually also the other person is going to mirror that back to you as well. It's not always about leaving people behind, although sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just about, you standing up for for what you think is right, you setting your boundaries and seeing how other people react to that as well. And maybe you're going to be surprised, but yeah, just seeing those conflicts at the moment as a blessing. I feel like that's something that this new moon is definitely teaching us. Okay, let me get one last card on mm, just something like an advice from our higher self, like something our higher self wants us to know. That's, I think, a beautiful question. Let's see what we get here. Mm. The Six of Wands. I love this card. This is very much about triumph. And it's again another confirmation for what I just said before. We have everything that we have everything we need in order to make our desires a reality. And this is about you really understanding that you are ready for the victory. Do you see what it says on the card? It says victory, triumph. Um, I don't know what's Ruhm in English, the German word Ruhm. Anyways, but it's about victory and just being victorious in your endeavors. And how do you see how she is like, or the owl, how she is like, having all these wands in her crawls? She is like, she knows she has everything in order to build the nest for her babies. So everything that she has is in her hands. She is deserving. She knows that she's victorious. So I feel like this is something that our high self wants us to know at the moment. So beautiful. I hope, my loves, that this reading was helpful to you. I just actually really love it. I might do another one soon on the Taurus season and what's going to happen for you in Taurus season. Pick a pile reading. Let me know in the comments if you would like that, if you would be excited about that. And if you made it until the end, please yeah, put a moon in the comments if you made it until the end. Also, obviously, let me know if you have any questions or feedback. And as always, I also am going to actually, now that I see it, I just wanted to show you. The bottom of the deck is the 10 of coins, the 10 of pentacles. It's talking about like family, having everything you desire, being fulfilled, abundance. So this is a very beautiful card. Just another confirmation that, just following your intuition, being optimistic, not letting your doubts get in the way of you knowing that you truly deserve what it is that you desire, that you truly have everything that you desire, is going to propel you forward into the life of your dreams. And as I said before, I'm also offering one-on-one sessions. I'm doing 60-minute readings, 30-minute readings, and I'm also having the option to, you sending me a question and I'm sending you back a voice message. This is also an option if you just have, something that is very urgent, you want to get a response on, that doesn't actually take a whole hour, then, you can send me a voice. Alrighty. Without further ado, I'm wrapping up this video. I'm sending you so much love, guys, and I see you in my next one. Bye.